Good morning, students. Today I am here to explain Social Study of Class 5th, Lesson 8, Basic Features of the Democratic Form of Government. In the previous chapters, we have learned about Indian Constitution, its importance, features, and its significance, and fundamental rights and duties. Student, in this chapter, we will learn about the basic features of the democratic form of government, which is being mentioned in the Indian Constitution with special reference to the Indian government. Now, student, what is a democratic form of government? It is the most rational, based on reason or logic, and popular form of government all over the world. Democracy is the only form of government in which people feel themselves an essential part of governmental structure. And American President Abraham Lincoln had rightly said, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, what does it does this means? It means that the democracy of the democratic government is needed by the people, elected by the people, and the government is made for the sake of the people. Students, in this chapter we shall study the silent features of the Indian government. First one is adoption of democracy. What do you mean by adoption of democracy? It means when we have adopted democracy or followed democracy as the way of governance. And the concept of democracy is also followed in ancient India. We find the reference of the Sabha, means General Assembly, and the Samiti, we can also call it House of Elders, in the Rig Veda and the Atharva Veda. So the founding fathers of the constitution adopted or follow democracy as a means of governance. Second point is constitution type. Now students, constitution may be written or unwritten. We adopt the written constitution, that is, our constitution is in a written form. The nature of a constitution is both rigid and flexible. So student, some part of our constitution are very rigid, means we cannot change those parts, and some part of our constitution are flexible, means they can be easily modified or easily changed according to the demand of the time. It is federal in structure and unitary in spirit. So our constitution is federal in structure and unitary in spirit. Third is parliamentary form of government. Students, Indian government is a parliamentary form of government. The founding fathers preferred the parliamentary form of government, and you know why? Because the parliamentary form of government is the most suitable form of government for building a united India and for accommodating a variety of diversity. In this type of government, the ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. What do you mean by Lok Sabha? The Lok Sabha or House of People is the lower house of the Parliament of India. Its members of the Lok Sabha are elected by direct election under universal adult franchise. You already learned about what is adult franchise in our previous chapter. So In this way, we find the parliamentary type of government both at the union and state levels. And what do you mean by union levels? Well, it means the union government or the central government that runs the whole country. And what do you mean by state level? It means the state government that runs a particular state. For this republican structure, India is a republic. Republic means a state which has an elected president rather than a monarch. Monarch means a supreme head of state, especially a king, queen, or emperor. We have an elected president. He is the supreme commander of the armed forces. Armed forces that includes army, navy, and air force. He is the head of the state. State means the country. All executive action of the union government is taken in his name. Whose name? President name. He is an integral part of parliament. Integral means essential part of parliament. Fifth is universal adult franchising. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said in the Constituent Assembly that by the parliamentary democracy we mean one man, one vote. The founding father adopted for the adult franchisee. Universal adult franchisee means the right of all eligible adults to vote in political elections. As a result of this, every adult Indian has equal voting rights without any discrimination. Discrimination means the or unjust treatment of different categories of peoples, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. It is based on equality, which is a basic principle of democracy. Student, on page number 63, you see can you see the picture that how all the citizens have turned out to practice their fundamental rights to vote or to practice universal adult franchisee, and all are have their voter ID cards in their hands. Sixth point is fundamental rights. Students, you know there are 6 fundamental rights in our constitution, and you have learned about these fundamental rights in our previous chapter. In a democratic government, all citizens enjoy certain fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are the very foundation and cornerstone. Cornerstone means an important equality or feature of the democratic way of life. Seventh point is free and fair election. Free and fair elections are the soul of a democratic government. In the absence of the free and fair elections, no democratic country can survive. The universal adult franchisee and free and fair elections have made our democracy always moving and evolving. What do you mean by free and fair? Free means that all those entitled to vote have the right to be registered and to vote and must be free to make the choice. An election is considered free when you can decide whether or not to vote and vote freely for the candidate or party of your choice without fear. A free election is also one where you are confident that who you vote for remains your secret. Means only you know who you vote. Okay. Then fair election. Fair means that all registered political parties have an equal right to contest the elections, campaigning for voters' support, and hold meetings and rallies. This gives them a fair chance to convince voters to vote for them. A fair election is also one in which all voters have an equal opportunity to register, where all voter votes are counted and where the announced results reflect the actual vote. Means everything should be fair and free and fair, no hide and seek game. Here this independent judiciary. Independent judiciary is the fulcrum of our democratic structure. Fulcrum is essential of our democratic structure. In our country, we have one unified judicial system along with powers of judicial review. Judicial review means review by the Supreme Court of the constitutional validity of a legislative act. Judicial in or we independence or independent judiciary means is the concept that judiciary should be independent from the other branches of government or the politician in office. Last point is union state relation. In our constitution there are three lists for the distribution of legislative power. First is the union list, which contains 97 items, the state list, which contains 66 items, and the concurrent list, which contains 47 items. The union as well as the state should function in accordance with the constitutional provisions. Now come to importance of elections in a democratic form of government. Free and fair elections are the essential part of any democracy. Democracy without election cannot be imagined. We cannot imagine without any election. Election form the backbone of democracy. We got independence on 15th August 1947. The founding father of our constitution opted for the constitutional democracy. The framer of the constitution adopted the parliamentary system. The parliamentary system comprises responsibility as well as stability. In our country, elections are held as per the provisions and norms laid down by the Constitution of India. Free and fair election strengthens the every roots of the democratic structure. The adoption of universal adult franchise revolutionized the whole scenario and elections in India. The constitutional duty of the election commission of superintend, direct and control all elections to parliament, to the state legislatures and to the offices of the parliament and the vice president. To maintain transparency means clarity in the process of elections. The Election Commission of India keeps a sharp eye on the whole process of electioneering. Several electoral reforms have been introduced. Thus, free and fair elections have made our democracy vibrant. Elections. So, students, elections are very important in our democracy. The people have the power to elect their leader. Elections is a way of expressing the political view of common man. democracy is actually choosing the best person to govern the state by the votes of the people of the nation, and it rules out the rule of one family, one person, or one institution, which is very important for the development of the people. So people always say that democracy is the rule of the majority, but I disagree to this statement, because then the majority will be a chance to overpower and rule every system of the government. As the same time, the minority will be neglected from the development of the state, which is not a positive sign of development. And even if there is a development this way, then it will not be complete development. So, democracy is the best form of government, but it should be understood in its true spirit. All the people should understand what democracy is. So, student, I hope all of you understand the lesson. Thank you. Stay safe and keep learning.